Hi everyone, welcome back. Today's topic is purpose. Purpose talk's been in the self-help space for a very long time. But unless you take the time to do some serious work on your unfinished business, I think your true life's purpose is always going to remain a mystery to you. During the 2020 pandemic, there was an increase in suicide rates. And I believe one of the reasons is because there were already a number of people asking the question like, what's the point? Why bother? Why are we going through all this? Why am I on this hamster wheel every day? I think the crisis does more to reveal than to create. And so as a result of that, an international crisis like a pandemic gets to the surface or gets to the top of the issue where people were already asking that question, like, what is my purpose here? Here we are a few years after the pandemic, and there's another set of data being revealed from the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. And what they're revealing is that we're experiencing record numbers of people calling out of work. I mean, we have another possible pandemic here right under our noses. It's a pandemic of purposelessness. So besides suicide rates, we continue to watch, the World Health Organization reports this every year, we continue to watch anxiety and depression rates continue to skyrocket. So we're experiencing these higher levels of emotional stress, which I think are actually more symptomatic than problematic, higher levels of suicide rate. And if you've been paying attention, then it's not just something that you've seen locally. You're seeing it all over the place where people are asking this question, like, why are we here? And what is my true purpose in life? And I believe that if you're going to discover that, then you have to come to grips with some of the stuff in your past, which I call unfinished business. You have to come to grips with what that means and why that's here and what in the world can I possibly do with that. I want to share with you what I believe are some of the reasons for this increased panic, increased fear, increased worry. I mean, it essentially boils down to unprocessed loss, unfinished business. It's the failure to work through the pain and the suffering in life that all of us have experienced. So I want to draw a link here between unprocessed loss and purposelessness, and I want to try to offer some reasons why I believe these two are connected. Here's the first one. I believe your unfinished business will always be an emotional distraction. Your unfinished business will always be an emotional distraction. And I don't pretend to say here that working through old losses and old sufferings is an easy thing to do. It's not. But if you don't take the time and really take a hard look at what you've gone through and why you've gone through it, then that will continue to rob you of emotional energy that will keep you from discovering your true life's purpose. Unfinished business often comes out most in intimate relationships in the form of anger, distance, control, anxiety, depression, destructive vices, distractions. You know, as a marriage therapist, I don't think I really see a lot of marriage problems. What I see are individual problems that are being played out in a marriage unit. And so I believe that your unfinished business is always going to be an emotional distraction if it's something that you're not aware of, and certainly it'll put a cap on your purpose. Let me give you another reason why I link the two. Your unfinished business is linked to your purpose. I'm a firm believer that nothing happens for nothing. Now, the Bible says in Romans chapter 8, it says that all things work together for those who love God and who are called according to his purpose. So I happen to believe that if you don't trust in God, a power that is both immanent, close by, and transcendent beyond us, if you don't believe in that, then you have limited capacity and resources to try to understand why in the world we go through what we go through. When you have that higher resource, then all of a sudden you begin to at least wonder and at some point believe that there's a link here, that there's a connection between things that I've gone through. Your purpose is linked to your loss. And there are amazing opportunities in our world today to relieve pain and suffering. But only those who have made some sense of their own will find purpose enough to help others make sense of theirs. There's no greater feeling than seeing someone on a path of purposelessness or walking through pain and suffering, there's no greater feeling than being able to walk into that person's life and have something to offer them. Not just that, yeah, I've been on that path and I know what it's like to hurt here and I know what it's like to suffer here, but I also know what value comes on the other side of that path. I know that you can get through this, and that when you do, you're going to discover something very powerful. I want to ask you to do something interesting here. It's an exercise. Take out a clean sheet of paper and draw a line down the middle vertically. And on the left side, put down the most prominent list of losses and pains and sufferings of your life. And if you want to fill the page, fill the page. And then I want you to take a look at the right-hand side. I want you to look at the blank space on the right. And I want you to look at that blank space as opportunity, because something important belongs on the right. Losses on the left, something important on the right. It's your purpose. Your purpose is on the right. Your path is on the right. After working through my issues over the last 30 plus years, I've created a list of pains and losses on the left-hand column. I don't literally have one right now, but I have at times created them. And then sometimes one occurs to me that I haven't finished, I haven't processed yet. And so having done that exercise more than once, that I know there's something on the right. I just don't know what it is yet. I know there's something on the right that's of value. I know there's something on the right that's going to help me. I know there's something on the right that's going to put me on the right path. I don't let the left intimidate me, because I know what it does is it compels me to look for what's on the right. Something's there. I just can't see it yet. And I can't underscore this enough, that your purpose is linked to your pain and to your suffering. And it's so validating and so invigorating to be able to offer that to somebody else in their pain and suffering. Not that you've been there, but that you've walked through that. Let me give you another reason. Your unfinished business is your superpower. I love superpower movies. I'm a Marvel fan. I'm not much about DC. But I love that their superpower is almost always born out of loss or adversity or weakness or tragedy or pain or accidents, or frankly, sometimes things that should have never happened. But without the experience, you don't get the superpower. You know what makes the power so super is how it came about. You know, I'm a Christian, so I believe what Jesus did was incredibly powerful when he offered his superpower to us that came on the heels of his greatest suffering. The greater the suffering, the greater the power. Say that out loud. The greater the suffering, the greater the power. I believe that with all my heart. I'm 54 years old. It took me a minute to start figuring out. When I look back at the last several decades and I see some of those pains and losses, and some of the most profound losses that had me railing at God and asking him why, have become a form of a superpower for me, because now I'm asking for those people to come into my life that I might be able to offer them something of value. I love what Rory Vaden says. You are most uniquely qualified to help the person you used to become, or you used to be, rather. You're most uniquely qualified to help the person you used to be. Your unfinished business, by the way, you know what it really is? It's regenerative power. As long as you're working on your business, then you keep your power. In fact, your power gets stronger. The more you make sense of your pain, the stronger your power becomes, the more your purpose is revealed. As you process your pain and as you see your purpose, all of a sudden your power becomes a vivid tool in your hands to help other people, and it all works together in sync. You know, there's a lot of ways to get help for unfinished business. Obviously, therapy and talking to people that you trust, friends, support group, changing your environment, changing your friends, getting some self-help resources, going down a path of healing. I found nothing more powerful than looking to the column on the right. Your purpose is on the right. Don't get lost on the left. The left has valuable experiences. Not one is wasted as long as you believe that the blank space on the right one day will likely be filled, and it will reveal something to you that will not only help you, but it'll help more people than you can possibly imagine. Listen, we're here to help, support, and encourage. If this helps you, we encourage you to like and share with others. And just anything that you would like us to address here on the channel, let us know, and we'd be glad to share it with you. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.